Hey guys, so sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I've been so busy, but I got a story to tell you, and it's kind of funny. But before I tell you the story, I just want to say, like, I'm gonna start making more videos because today is Sunday. I'm supposed to do my weigh-ins and things like that, and I haven't done it, and I've been slacking. I've been eating mad shit. I think I gained like 100 pounds. Not really, but like I feel bloated and annoying and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start the diet again tomorrow, and I'm really gonna stick with it. I'm trying to be so organized. I'm trying to fix my life because my life is a mess right now. It's out. My life is a mess, right? And I'm really trying to figure my shit out. Like, honestly, I'm trying to figure my shit out. I'm trying to figure my life out. I'm trying to make sure that, I'm organized and, everything, because I have a lot going on. So I just wanted to tell you that before I tell you the story, what has been going on in my life. So basically, I started grad school. I'm so excited. But it's hectic. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of writing. It's a lot of reading. Also, I took the COVID vaccine. It made me so sick. Like, I took the first dose. It was the Pfizer one. A lot of people don't get sick on the first dose, but I did. I don't know if it was because I was getting something before I got the vaccine, or the vaccine really like knocked me out. But I haven't fully recovered yet. I feel a lot better, but my voice is still kind of in and out. I don't really have a cough anymore. Like before, I sounded like my mom always says that I sound like I have consumption, but I don't. Okay, it was just the cough. But also, it could be just me smoking and all the smoke that I smoke. But anyway, yeah. So I started grad school. I took the COVID vaccine. I was so sick. I was behind in work. And I was still looking for DOMs and things like that, or whatever. So that leads into my story, because story time, guys. Okay. So someone who watched my videos on here, right? They asked me for my Instagram, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I have an Instagram. It's this. Like, I didn't expect anyone to ask me for my Instagram or my other social media platforms. So I never put them on here or whatever. And if you guys want to know, just ask me, because I will tell you. But I don't really put it on, because I'm not really trying to find like people to follow me or whatever. It's just like, I'm just here just as everything me. Like, like, it's everything Vanessa. That's my channel. So anyway, he asked me for my Instagram, and I was like, okay, sure, fine, that's perfect. Like, you can have my Instagram. I don't really give a shit. So he added me on Instagram, and then he wrote me. And at first he was writing me like late at night or weird hours, and I wasn't sure why. But he actually lives in, I think it was Switzerland. I believe it's Switzerland. He wrote me on that. He lives in Switzerland, so he's writing me at odd hours. He goes and he writes me, and he's like, oh, I really like your content or whatever. I forget what he was saying or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, thank you or whatever. And then he's like, oh, I'm looking for a Dom or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, great. How long have you been in this lifestyle, or have you had a Dom before? And he's like, yeah, I have. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's good. You know what to do. And he's like, I would like you to be mine. Like, I would like you to own me or whatever. And I'm like, what? You want me? My submissive ass? You want me to be your dom? I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. Like, I am submissive, but I said to myself, and I said it, I know a lot of women go into this lifestyle thinking that they're submissive, and they end up finding out that they're a dominatrix. They're more the D type than the S type. Me doing research or whatever, I've learned that. So I was just like, hey, let me give it a try. I felt like I was kind of, some people that I talk to, potential doms, they're like, oh, you kind of have a switch side, you kind of like a switch. And I'm like, maybe, because I can dominate people, but I gotta be really comfortable with you to dominate you. Like, really, when I look back at it, I'm very submissive every part of my life. I'm a very submissive person. It is kind of because I'm shy. I'm a shy person, so I don't really speak up unless I'm comfortable. I don't really, say things unless I'm comfortable. You can really you can walk all over me if you want to, but then I'll be like, I don't know. I'm more like okay, I'll think about it. And then when they're gone, I'm like, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Because I'm submissive and I'm a shy person. So when I was looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I'm submissive everywhere in my life. So, and only in my marriage, I'm not submissive, because again, I have to be very comfortable with you to show my dominance or show my aggressive side, or you really pissed me off, or you really irritated me, or, did something really bad. Then I'll show my aggressive side. But for the most part, I'm a submissive person. So I said, hey, might as well try this shit out, because I, never done it before. I've never dominated someone else. I've never thought about dominating someone else or whatever. So I was like, oh, I'm submissive though. I've never done this. He's like, oh, I can teach you. I can help you or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, okay, great. Tell me what to do. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you to do. What do you like? What do you want? What is your likes and dislikes? He didn't tell me anything, and I had to ask questions or whatever. And he liked to be called dog or, things like that. I like the nickname Pup. So I called him Pup. I was like, oh, okay, I can call him Pup because, he's a little pup. I like that. I like that nickname. Calling you a dog is I don't know. I don't really like that. But I asked him what I can call him. He's like, or what he likes to be called. He said, he likes to be called a dog or whatever. Then he wants to be punished and things like that. And he was like, oh, whenever you're mad or whatever, take your aggression out on me and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So I was just like, okay, because he's telling me to do these things. And again, I'm submissive. So I'm like, okay, sure. Tell me what you want me to do. And so then he goes, and I'm like, he's wanting more from me. So I'm like, okay, I really gotta think. And I'm like, let me try to channel all these doms that have been contacting me and see what he wants and whatever. And at first I asked him, I said, why did you pick me? And he said, because you're submissive and you know what subs want. And I'm like, okay, that seems fair, that seems fair enough or whatever. So I kept asking him stuff like, what do you like? What do you don't like? Things like that. But he was more like, oh, why aren't you aggressive? Why are you more does that matter? There's one thing I told him. I said, hey, if you don't like what I'm saying to you, just let me know. If you're uncomfortable, let me know. And he's like, why does that matter? And I'm like, it matters. That matters. If you're uncomfortable, if I call you Pup and you hate that nickname and it's just not giving you what you want, then that's just something that is not giving you what you want. It's same thing if you want to be called a dog, but I call you a cat. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you don't want or whatever. So this is gonna be a part 2 because of story time. But yes, this is that's what I said, and it kind of seemed weird to me at first. It was he's like, does it matter? And I'm like, of course it matters. That matters. But stay tuned for part 2. And yeah, peace.